One of the schools that was found to have an exceeding amount of lead in its water fountains was here at Rafael Hernandez School. Harvard says undergrads who join unrecognized single-gendered organizations will not receive dean recommendations for scholarships. Here at Fenway Park, the Red Sox have extended their protective netting in order to protect fans, with a Tampa Bay Rays fan recently getting hit through a gap in their netting. Are they doing everything it takes to keep fans safe? Reporting outside Fenway Park, where many Brockton Rox players one day want to play for the Boston Red Sox. This is Ryan Chevalier for your Ryan's Rocks Report. It's Ryan Chevalier reporting and hoping not to get wet from these sprinklers. The Brockton Rox have begun their 2016 season, but they've come out a little bit slow. Even with the weather being rainy lately, the Rox 2016 team is looking bright. We have breaking news. An Egypt airplane traveling from Paris to Cairo, it has crashed into the sea. There were 66 people on board. We start Ryan's recap with breaking news. This breaking news is coming out of Boston, where they have found many schools have had lead found in the water fountains. In a story I have covered throughout since April, there have been more schools, 7 more schools, found with lead in their water fountains. We start off with breaking news. Obama has shown some recent support for Hillary Clinton. I interned at WCVB Channel 5, and I also did a lot of work. I'm a broadcast journalism major at Suffolk University, so I really am passionate. I enjoyed the journalism field. Welcome back to Ryan's Recap live show today. Breaking news. President Obama's immigration plan has been shut down by the Supreme Court. With Harvard University, they are taking their students and they don't want them to be setting up any groups that are only male or female oriented. The Patriots are without Tom Brady. Tom Brady and the New England Brady Bunch are preparing for their season. The amount of police that have died from guns is up 78% from last year. In all, 32 police officers have been shot to death in 2016. The gunman went to Pulse earlier that Saturday night before carrying out his attack against the gay club. We go into political news, where Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump are facing off in what hopes to be a calm political debate. On to the House, where the gun control law has led to a sit-down. Cleveland Cavaliers will face off against the Golden State Warriors in the finals this year. Not Steph Curry or Klay Thompson, but instead the bench outscored the Cavs 45-10. Recently, with Hillary Clinton being criminally investigated by the FBI, and she ends up getting away kind of scot-free, where it seems like person like you and me, we wouldn't get away with this. We would be sentenced harder. It actually saddens me that it's happening right in our hometown of Boston and the local areas. But I'm going to take the weather aspect out of this, because I've lived in Boston for 4 years. I'll tell you what the weather is. It's snow every day. I have Bill Hastings, a water systems owner and specialist, who's going to talk to us about how we're going to replace the lead pipes in Boston. Are you for or against the death penalty?
Well, that's a tough question. You know what?
Is it really to the extent happening that it was back then? This police brutality.
If you don't remember history, it will repeat itself.
How did you get such a passion in this field?
I'm an immigrant from El Salvador. I left my country during the Civil War 27 years ago.
What scares you the most about the increase of opiates in the New England area?
What scares me the most is kids between the ages of 18 to 30.
These Boston public schools, their water fountains have been found to have lead in them. What were your first thoughts when you saw the reports?
A service pipe that comes from the city mains to, which is attached by a corporation to the city mains. From there it goes to a curb stop.
How did you start up with getting into the vine industry?
Transitioning from, school and time off
going back to school. I was looking for work.
For this, we're going to take a look at a package I made on the issue. Harvard University is trying to end gender discrimination in student organizations by discarding all male societies, fraternities, sororities, and other groups that only accept men or women. Harvard says undergrads who join unrecognized single-gendered organizations will not receive dean recommendations for scholarships and will not be able to hold high leadership positions on campus. This is in an effort to alter Harvard students from joining groups excluding men or women, but Harvard will not prohibit students from the organizations. Harvard officials said they had to act to uphold the principle of non-discrimination. Another fan has been recently injured at a Major League Baseball game. This time, a 75-year-old woman is at the hospital after being struck in the face by a foul ball during the Washington Nationals and Cleveland Indians game. The woman had been taken off on a stretcher and suffered only minor cuts on her face. Although incidents like these have hit home, where last year a woman was hit in the head with a broken baseball bat at Fenway Park, and after some time in rehab recovered. Or a few months ago, when a 63-year-old woman was hit in the eye by a foul ball at a Tampa Bay Rays game, suffering fractures in her face. Here at Fenway Park, the Red Sox have extended their protective netting in order to protect fans, with a Tampa Bay Rays fan recently getting hit through a gap in their netting. Are they doing everything it takes to keep fans safe? Even with the MLB mandate and the Red Sox extending their netting from dugout to dugout, it is yet to be seen if a stronger measure should be taken. Several water fountains in Boston schools have been found to have high levels of lead in their water, after Boston tested the water from fountains at 38 schools. One of the schools that was found to have an exceeding amount of lead in its water fountains was here at Rafael Hernandez School, grades K through 8. Overall, it makes people wonder, is the water in Boston really safe? In fact, Rafael Hernandez School had levels more than 2 times the state standard. At Thomas J. Kenney School in Dorchester, 4 water fountains tested positive for contamination. Monday, June 13th at 6 p.m. at Rafael Hernandez School, you can join the meeting discussing recent water test results.